Yo, what's the dealio? I just wanted to go live real quick. I was listening to a couple of links that people sent me of people that they thought were, like these cool guys. Now there are several people. Okay, so you got leaders, or I'm gonna say quote unquote leader. Well, they're leading regardless. You can lead somebody straight to hell. You can lead somebody somewhere else, but they're leaders nonetheless. And the thing is that they're well-known people. Their voice is well-known, and the sad part is, they claim, that's the word here, okay? They claim to love people. They claim to do things in the name of love. They claim that as godly people, or at least God-fearing people, that love is in the heart of what they do. So, but then you listen to their message, and like if you listen all the way through 75%, 85, boom, you listen to that last 15%, last 10%, and you really hear what their agenda is. And this is the sad part. Um, everybody's trying to do things in the name of love, and everybody's trying to say, let's abolish these walls that we have between the different races and the different cultures. And it sounds so self-righteous, and it sounds like so awesome, and it's like these guys really care about everybody. But then as they do their build and as they do their lead, you hear things like, so I'm just going to use an example. I'm going to use several examples because I had several people that I was listening to, and these are people who are well known. Like I said, some of them have thousands, hundreds of thousands, and even millions of followers. So they got a lot of people that are hearing them. And if you don't listen carefully, you won't catch what they're saying. So if you're claiming that you're doing what you do in the name of love, and that people should unite, and that people together can build a community that will forge forward and for our future, and that we can make the world a better place in that respect, then that's awesome. But when you say we can do this and we can do this and we can do this, and then here's that last percentage, at the same time say, we got to get our I'm going to use the word Hispanics people together, and we got to separate, we got to get together and separate what's been held back for us so many years. And and they'll use words or derogatory terms like cracker or white person or Caucasians or those folks, or these guys have kept us enslaved. And then you go, whoa, hold on a second. They just spent about 85 to 90% of their time talking about unity and love and getting together, and then boom, right at the end, they don't want that. What they want is for, in this case, the white people to suffer like they suffered. And that to them is the definition of unity. And the way I see it is, listen, there's a lot of bad people in this world. There's a lot of good people in this world. Who are we to distinguish between the two? I mean, we can't lump everybody together. I mean, people who are always claiming racism hate that term. You don't want to be lumped in with the bad guys and then, not be lumped in with the good guys if you're a law-abiding citizen, right? And then you hear, that's a Hispanic leader. And then you hear a black leader. The black leader will say, yeah, we got to unite and we got to get together and we got to provide unity and we got to, get our brothers and sisters together. And it starts, slowly slipping in there. And we have to make sure that we're doing the right thing because, we've been oppressed for so many years. We got to show these guys that, we can rise upon on the top. And whoa. And it's like it slips again. And the same thing with any Asian community, again, with the Hispanic, with the black. It's like it sounds like they're using a Trojan horse called love so that they can get their message in. But at the end, once they're in, then they're using the race card. And I think that that's foul. I think that that's wrong. I think that If you're going to do something in the name of love, then it should cover all of us. Because at the end of the day, if you're saying that, hey, I'm going to beat racism with racism, then you're a racist. Yeah, but they were racist first. That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to try to help a crackhead by doing crack, and that's supposed to help because I'm going to do what they did first. It doesn't make sense. Now, if you're going to use a universal law of love, and again, regardless of whatever religion or faction that you fall under, but if you're going to call it love, then do it under love. Don't do it with an agenda to just save your people, to just save people that are like your color skin, or to save people that speak your language, because you're no better. At the end of the day, you're no better. Now, if you're saying we need to unite and we need to go together and we need to move and forge forward and we need to, and you're doing it in the name of love and you're doing it saying all people, then I'm for that cause. But that's why it's important. So, the reason why I even mentioned this is, like I said, I was listening to a few links. People send me these links from all over. I got friends, family, acquaintances, and they send me these links, hey, well, what do you think about this guy? What do you think about this guy? And then, like, again, on the surface, just listening and then, seeing all of the hundreds of thousands or millions of people, followers that follow them, it's like, that could be very dangerous, because they're adding on what their real agenda is here, and they're using this whole love talk, and it sounds awesome. Don't get me wrong, it sounds beautiful, but they're using all that, and then at the end, boom, they push their agenda. And their agenda is to make sure that they bring rise to their race. Now, before anyone even says anything, listen, I am born in this country, United States of America, specifically born in the Lower East Side of New York City, specifically to parents who were also, by the way, born in New York City, but their parents, my grandparents, were born in Puerto Rico. So I have Puerto Rican blood in me, although if I go to Puerto Rico and say I'm a Puerto Rican, they would denounce me as a Puerto Rican because I was born here, in New York City. So, of course, no one's going to look at me either way. But again, many times I've made videos about the message about just being a human being. Now, if you're for your people, that's cool. You're for your people. But just keep in mind that if you keep on perpetuating this racist card, this well, them and us, and that's how you want to play it, then you live by the sword, you die by the sword. But I can tell you right now, two wrongs don't make a right. And most certainly trying to espouse a lie of love, because love covers a multitude of sins, and that includes the sins of our forefathers, then you're not doing it. If you're not doing it under love, just because you're trying to choose a specific race, then you're doing the same injustice that has been unjust to you. And now let me just get on that little point real quick, because you have a lot of people who have studied their history, and they know it back and forth, and but they themselves have never really been part of any racist circumstance. I still believe that racism is just ignorance, and once you know, because ignorance is not knowing, that once you know, you can't be a racist anymore. Now, I do believe in classism. I do believe that people separate and segregate each other through classism, and that's evident in, if you're a billionaire and you're in the billionaire club, whether you're Asian, black, white, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. You're in a different status. And to me, that is different than racism. Racism is ignorance. You're dumb. I was a racist when I was a kid because I was dumb. I was ignorant. And once you understand what racism it really is, and you learn from it, boom, that's gone. You'll never be a racist again. But classism is a thing. And that's something that, again, keeps on getting propagated into our communities and into this culture that we have here. But if I'm going to do something, and if I'm going to say something, anything I'm trying to do or say has to be in the name of human or mankind, instead of, say that we need to do this and say we need to do this. And we're so far from what it used to be, and look how far we've come. And then flip the script and say, well, our people and them, and we've been and they've been. And it's like, well, you basically went all the way just to go 100 steps backwards. Because if you're throwing in the race card again, you're not doing any service for yourself or for this country or for this world, for that matter. Now, if you're going to do something in the name of love, then do it in the name of love. And the name of love means that every human being on planet Earth deserves to hear what you're saying, and then together we can forge forward in that respect. But if you're going to say we need to do this, we need to change this, and we need to do it because we've been oppressed, because those guys do this, and this is the way they look at it, and we got to separate ourselves, you just messed it up. So again, you are actually causing the dissension. You are the one who have drawn that proverbial line down the middle, and you took all this and you said, well, this is the line. I'm doing this because my ancestors went through it, and I want to make sure that we come up on top. Well, if that's the case, then you're just doing the same thing that, quote unquote, they did, and you're no better. So you're serving nobody's purpose. So pick a plan that involves mankind. Pick a real love battle that would help the rest of the world, not just your people. And again, I'm saying this as someone who is born of a Puerto Rican ancestry. And I'm just going to say I'm a New York Rican because, yes, the blood it's in me. But I'm not looked at as Puerto Rican in Puerto Rico, and I am American. Bottom line, I'm American. I was born and raised in America, and no better place than a melting pot of New York City. And that's where I was born and raised, and that's what I know. And so to me, when I was a racist, I was racist as an ignorant fool when I was young. But you guys are beyond that. You should not be ignorant fools. So you got to stop that message. Stop that message. If you're going to do something that's going to benefit anybody, make sure it benefits everybody. And that's how love is really promulgated inside this country that we have, and indeed the world. All right. Anyway, be careful what you're listening to. All right. I heard these messages that were sent to me. I listened to all the links, and I'm like, it sounded awesome, man, until, again, if you listen closely to who the audience is. And that, to me, is you just continuing to perpetrate that mindset of, we are beneath and they are above, and we got to make sure we are above so that they are beneath. Then we're going to go nowhere, like forever and ever. All right, man, I'm sorry about this long message. I get passionate about things like that, but I don't even know how to turn this off. But peace.